Hello folks, welcome to my channel, Science Illusion, and today we will see top 10 stars in our Milky Way galaxy. So let's go. Number 10. Antares. Antares, designated Alpha Scorpii, is on average the 10th brightest star in the night sky, and the brightest object in the constellation of Scorpius. Distinctly reddish when viewed with the naked eye, Antares is a slow irregular variable star that ranges in brightness. And its radius is 473.08 million kilometers and its age is 11.01 million years. But astronomers classify Antares as an M1 supergiant due to its reddish color, which means its surface temperature is cooler than most stars at 5800 degrees Fahrenheit. Since Antares is not very dense, it is more likely to collapse under its own gravity when it runs out of fuel to create fusion, heat, and pressure. When this happens, it could create a gravitational singularity and become a black hole, or condense, reignite, and become a superdense neutron star. Number 9. Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is usually the 9th brightest star in the night sky and, after Rigel, the 2nd brightest in the constellation of Orion. It is a distinctly reddish semiregular variable star. And its radius is 617.1 million kilometers. Mass is 2.188 times 10 to the 31 kilograms. Distance to Earth, 642.5 light years. Surface temperature is 3500 K. And its age, 10.01 million years. Betelgeuse has used up its hydrogen. This is why we term it a red giant. Betelgeuse's helium is now fusing into heavier elements, such as carbon, oxygen, neon, magnesium, sodium, iron. Iron is building up at its core. Number 8. KW Sagittarii. KW Sagittarii is a red supergiant, located approximately 1900 parsecs away from our Sun in the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. It is one of the largest known stars. If placed at the center of the solar system, the star's surface would engulf Mars. Its distance to Earth, 7828 light years. Radius is 1009 plus or minus 142 million kilometers. And its temperature is 3720 plus or minus 183 Kelvin. KW Sagittarii was discovered to be variable in 1928 from a study of photographic plates. It varies erratically in brightness over a range of about 2 magnitudes. It is classified as a semiregular variable, although the listed period of 670 days is poorly defined. Number 7. VV Cephei. VV Cephei is one of the largest known stars, being a red supergiant. Its diameter is 1475 times that of the Sun. It is orbited by VV Cephei b, a blue star with 13 to 25 times the solar radius. If VV Cephei a were placed in the center of our solar system, its radius would reach past the orbit of Jupiter. Its radius is 1.026 billion kilometers. Surface temperature is 3800 Kelvin. And mass is 3.62 times 10 to the 31 kilograms. VV Cephei a was born about 20 times as massive as the Sun. That made it shine hot and blue. As the star aged, though, it puffed up like a balloon, causing its outer layers to cool and turn red. Because VV Cephei a is much cooler than the Sun, every square inch of its surface emits much less light than a square inch of the Sun does. But because VV Cephei a is so enormous, its surface has a lot of square inches. So the star produces more light in a single hour than the Sun will in an entire year. Number 6. Mu Cephei. Mu Cephei, also known as Herschel's Garnet Star, Erices, or HD 206936, is a red supergiant or hypergiant star in the constellation Cepheus. It appears garnet red and is located at the edge of the icy 1396 nebula. Its radius is 876.6 million kilometers. Distance to Earth is 2838 light years. Surface temperature is 3690 Kelvin. and its mass is 3.819 times 10 to the 31 kilograms. This interesting and extremely bright red supergiant in the constellation Cepheus, Mu Cephei. This star may be the largest star visible to the naked eye. It is roughly 2.4 billion miles across. If it replaced our Sun, it would extend beyond the orbit of Saturn. Mu Cep is a slow semi-regular variable that is easily visible to the unaided eye in suburban skies when at its maximum brightness of magnitude 3.4, but may be a little more challenging at its minimum of 5.1. Number 5. Ky Cygni. Ky Cygni is a red supergiant of spectral class M3, 4I located in the constellation Cygnus. Its radius is 1.0461 billion kilometers. Distance to Earth is 5,153 light-years. Surface temperature is 3,500 Kelvin. And mass is 4.972 times 10 to the 31 kilograms. Ky Cygni is a very luminous supergiant star-type star. Ky Cygni is a M34I supergiant star based on the spectral type that was recorded in Simbad at Strasbourg University. Ky Cygni is not part of the Cygnus constellation outline but is within the borders of the constellation. Based on the spectral type, M34I, of the star's color is red. The star cannot be seen by the naked eye, you need a telescope to see it. Number 4. V354 Cephei. V354 Cephei is a red supergiant star located within the Milky Way. It is an irregular variable located over 8,900 light-years away from the Sun. If it were placed in the center of the solar system, it would extend to between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Its radius is 768.7 million kilometers. Surface temperature is 3,650 Kelvin. Distance to Earth is 11,420 light-years, and mass is 7.956 times 10 to the 31 kilograms. It is an M2.5 IAB supergiant star based on the spectral type that was recorded in Simbad at Strasbourg University. It is in the constellation Cepheus. V354 Cephei has a radius that is 1,520 times bigger than the Sun's. V354 Cephei is a red supergiant star located within the Milky Way. It is not part of the Cepheus constellation outline but is within the borders of the constellation. Number 3. RW Cephei. RW Cephei is a hypergiant variable star in the constellation Cepheus, at the edge of the sharpless 132He region and close to the small open cluster Berkeley 94. One of the largest stars known, RW Cephei's radius is more than 1,000 times that of the Sun, thus larger than the orbit of Jupiter. Its radius is 1.068 billion kilometers. Distance to Earth is 11,420 light-years, and surface temperature is 4,015 Kelvin. RW Cephei is also a semi-regular variable star of type SRD, meaning that it is a slowly varying yellow giant or supergiant. The visual magnitude range is from 6.0 to 7.3, while the photographic range is from 8.6 to 10.7. The general catalogue of variable stars gives a period of approximately 346 days, but other studies suggest different periods and certainly no strong periodicity. Number 2. VY Canis Majoris. VY Canis Majoris is an extreme oxygen-rich red hypergiant or red supergiant and pulsating variable star 1.2 kiloparsecs from the solar system in the slightly southern constellation of Canis Major. Its radius is 987.89 million kilometers. Distance to Earth is 4,892 light-years. Mass is 3.381 times 10 to the 31 kilograms. And surface temperature is 3,490 Kelvin. VY Canis Majoris, in the direction to our constellation Canis Major, the Greater Dog, is one of the largest stars known. It's a red hypergiant, so huge that it makes the famous giant star Betelgeuse look small by comparison. If you replaced our Sun with VY Canis Majoris, its outer layers would extend past the orbit of the fifth planet, Jupiter. It's far away at about 3,900 light years, so it only looks like a faint star to us with telescopes, even though it's actually as bright as 300,000 suns. Astronomers have wondered about this star, because, like Betelgeuse in late 2019 and early 2020, it's known to have faded in brightness. VY Canis Majoris, though, has faded very gradually over the past couple of centuries. On March 4, 2021, astronomers using the Hubble Space Telescope said they think they know why. They said this aging star is belching out huge clouds of gases, forming dust that is gradually blocking more and more of its light. Number 1. UY One day, the sun will become a red giant. But if it had started its life with a dozen or so times its current mass, it could have eventually evolved into a red supergiant. UY has already shed a lot of mass. The biggest of these stars, sometimes called hypergiants, can swell to more than 1,000 times the size of the Sun. But UY, located near the center of the Milky Way in the constellation Scutum, is around 1,700 times the Sun's width. Its radius is 1.1883 billion kilometers. Surface temperature is 3,365 Kelvin. And distance to Earth is 5,219 light-years. In 1860, astronomers at Bonn Observatory in Germany first catalogued UY as part of a star survey. But later, researchers noticed UY-Scute's brightness changes over a period of about 740 days, leading them to reclassify it as a variable star. Some of these stars vary in brightness for external reasons, such as being eclipsed by another star or clouds of gas and dust from our vantage point. However, intrinsic variables like UY experience physical changes within, such as pulsations. In the case of UY, it varies in brightness because it's constantly yo-yoing in terms of size, making exact measurements of its birth a challenge. That's all for today, folks. Meet you in the next video. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel.